in the last few weeks, I published a video where I talked about membership organizations and the support that they provided to their users and their supporters and members. So I would like to dig a little bit deeper into that topic. And today I'm joined by Kevin Bampton, the CEO of BOHS. So Kevin, how were the last few months for BOHS given the current circumstances?
Well, it's the obvious thing that the British Occupational Hygiene Society does everything face to face, and suddenly we had to reinvent absolutely everything. So we do about 7,000 international examinations a year for members and future members, and those all had to go online. We managed to do that. We had to make sure that all of our conferencing and all our events either went online or were postponed. So that's the business as usual stuff of a very, very face-to-face, very personable society. But then, of course, we are in the business of protecting people in the workplace and in the business of preventing people from getting workplace health exposures. And the global pandemic is the ultimate, if you like, challenge of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So have your members' needs changed in any way? I don't know if you'll be able to fully know the answer to this question, because obviously you just joined in March, but do you know the difference maybe between before COVID and during COVID?
Yeah, I mean, some very practical things. We're a professional body, so we require people to maintain their CPD, their continuing professional development. And I think for a while, some people were thinking, well, how am I going to do sort of professional development that is practical and meaningful if I'm not allowed to get out and sort of engage in the way I normally do? We had to redefine the way in which we sort of did CPD. And to give members a different way of looking at professional development while maintaining and actually enhancing standards. So CPD was a challenge. We've got a good regional network, which is largely based on people meeting together, and a campaigning structure, which is also based on meeting. And we've had to sort of try and find ways to really engage membership in a virtual way that sort of keeps that sort of sense of a belonging, that sense of focus, etc.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we've all seen everybody's needs have changed in their own way. So even us, like as normal human beings outside of work, it changed the way that we go shopping. It changed the way that we communicate with each other. So it was absolutely natural that anybody, you know, working or being part of a membership organization has also changed the way that they communicate to a particular organization. I believe also that at some point members needed a little bit more support and they wanted to feel that they're part of a wider community. Would that statement be correct?
Yeah, I mean, you know, people are, this crisis has put people into remote sort of situations, and that sense of belonging, that sense of fellowship, that sense of community is really, really important. And how you can help them to engage is really vital. And I mean, we'd recently invested quite a lot in some of our IT, and we sort of fast-tracked some other plans because, you know, in this crisis, IT and the integration with social media and the integration with digital media has been, you know, a godsend. I think it really has enabled, you know, membership organizations to work with their membership, to work across memberships. The amount of work that professional bodies are doing where they're getting joint webinars or joint digital engagement with other societies to share expertise, to engage more widely. That's been fantastic, and it has been a lifesaver.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you just mentioned that you are investing, or you've invested already in fair bit in IT, and I presume that's probably the new website, as far as I'm aware, but probably there's a lot more to it from internal like tools that you use for communication.
Well, I don't think there's anything particularly exciting about it. It's just that we have properly developed our customer relationship management systems, our integration of those systems, obviously with a qualifications framework, developing the productivity tools that we're using, and our conferencing and digital media tools. The website's still a work in progress, I have to say. A new website will be coming soon. But a lot of that is because we want to make sure that the back-end integration, that means that we can communicate well and seamlessly with our members, is all there.
Absolutely. We always say website is just the front-facing thing. There's a lot more to it in the background, in the back-end systems, especially for membership organizations and those who provide trainings as well. So
Absolutely.
do you think that with this whole coronavirus, we've all in a way come to this digital transformation without any heads up being given to us? We all had to adapt, we all had to change certain things?
I think if you judged it by an organisation like BOHS, where we could see the benefits, we had a sense that that was a trajectory we needed, we dipped our toe in the water. This was like someone coming along and sort of pushing us into the pool, and that rapid and deep immersion into technology for everybody, for all the members, for all of the team. That's been great in some ways, because it means everyone learns together. And the fear that most people have, the fear that there's this generation of people who are digital natives, and we're us older people are kind of foreigners, and we're not going to really get on, etc. And I think it's been tremendously liberating for people to just say, well, it's new to everyone. We're all in it together.
Good. That all makes sense. And it just kind of triggered another question, which is there a particular hurdle or a challenge that you faced over the last few months that you consider that it's worthwhile mentioning and maybe sharing with other people?
Yeah, I think there is always an important part in a membership organization in understanding what your membership is for, that actually your membership is your strength. And if you're able to engage your members properly, the expertise of your membership drives you to give value. I think a lot of membership organizations get caught up in the organization needs to give value to its members, but forgets that actually, no, it's the expertise and professionalism of its members that actually is at its core. And I think, for BOHS, I've worked across a load of different sectors. I've never worked with better professionals, more committed individuals, more expert people, working with such focus. And you couldn't pay for it. You would not be able to pay for the expertise that we've been able to draw on. So I think the lesson learned for us, and I think for a lot of organizations I talk to, is that the strength is in your membership, and it's how do you untap that great resource. And if digital media can do that, that's fantastic. It's a brilliant way, an inclusive way of doing it. So that's I think really one of the things that we've been able to really value and learn from this.
Brilliant. Just make sure that you understand your members and their needs then. Okay, and Kevin, last question. What do you think the future is going to bring to membership sector? Like, what can we expect in the next 6 to 12 months?
I think membership organizations are going to have to show value. We're going to have a really big economic challenge, and the easy things to cut corners on are sort of professionalism, training, things like that. And if membership organizations don't show value, if they don't engage and enable their members, then I think they'll struggle. So our challenge is we got to do better and better and better for our members, and engage them more and be closer to them.
I completely agree with you. We have to think about our current members, but also the members of the future, and how to attract them and meet their needs. Well, thank you very much for this, Kevin. It was a pleasure talking to you about this topic when it comes to supporting your members during pandemic, and I trust that our audience is going to find this video useful.
Thank you.